In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on October 22, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Las Vegas Raiders versus Chicago Bears. This Sunday, the Las Vegas Raiders embark on a journey to the Midwest, where they'll lock horns with the Chicago Bears in an interconference showdown. The Raiders come into the game with a 3-3 season record, boosted by a win against the struggling New England Patriots in Las Vegas last Sunday. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bears are grappling with their 5th loss in 6 games, having suffered a defeat at the hands of division rivals, the Minnesota Vikings, in their recent home game. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the hunt for a 3rd consecutive win to break above the .500 mark. However, their road record has been less than stellar, having lost 4 of their last 5 away games. Brian Hoyer, entrusted with quarterbacking duties for the Raiders, has maintained a 60% pass completion rate, delivering 102 yards with no touchdowns or interceptions. The dynamic receiving duo of Davante Adams and Jacoby Meyers has been impressive, tallying 806 receiving yards and contributing 7 touchdowns, while Josh Jacobs boasts 25 receptions. On the ground, the Raiders' rushing game averages 73.5 yards per contest, with Jacobs leading the charge, having accumulated 312 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. Defensively, the Raiders allow an average of 22 points and 315.3 yards per game. The defensive standouts include Robert Spillane with 49 tackles, Max Crosby with 5.5 sacks, and Trevon Moehrig with 2 interceptions. On the other side of the field, the Chicago Bears are desperate for a win, seeking to recover from a challenging 1-5 season record. To make matters worse, the Bears have endured a 10-game losing streak in their home games. Tyson Bagent, their rookie quarterback, has maintained an impressive 71.4% pass completion rate, resulting in 83 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. The receiving partnership of DJ Moore and Cole Kmet has made substantial contributions, amassing 822 receiving yards and securing 8 touchdowns. Additionally, Darnell Mooney has chipped in with 10 receptions. The Bears' running game shows more promise, averaging 136 yards per contest, with Khalil Herbert leading the way, having accumulated 272 yards from 51 carries. Defensively, Chicago is conceding an average of 29 points and 356.8 yards per game, with TJ Edwards leading the Bears with 70 tackles, Yannick Ngakoue contributing 2 sacks, and Jack Sanborn securing 1 interception. With the absence of key quarterbacks, Jimmy Garoppolo and Justin Fields, due to injuries, this game initially lost some of its appeal for me. However, the insertion of Brian Hoyer provides an edge to the Raiders. Hoyer brings over a decade of experience to the table and has shown the ability to effectively manage the game at times. On the other hand, Tyson Bagent, a 23-year-old rookie with only 14 career pass attempts, faces a daunting challenge. The Bears were struggling but had the advantage of Fields' playmaking abilities, which provided a glimmer of hope offensively. With Bagent, the Bears' offensive outlook is uncertain. The quarterback situation for the Chicago Bears has taken an unexpected turn, which could potentially result in a season of rebuilding. Given the Bears' cautious approach to Justin Fields and the upcoming draft class brimming with quarterback prospects, coupled with their possession of 2 high first-round picks, it's plausible that they are eyeing a strategic approach for the remainder of the season. On the flip side, the Raiders are poised to seize their 3rd consecutive win. With their robust defense, they are well placed to exploit the inexperience of Tyson Bagent. Tyson Bagent, despite his captivating story, faces a daunting task, particularly in his first NFL start. He is an undrafted rookie from a Division II school, and his performance when he stepped in to replace an injured Fields against the Vikings last week highlighted the immense challenges he confronts. Given the uncertainties surrounding the Las Vegas quarterback situation, the game's outcome remains unpredictable. Nonetheless, the Raiders enter the contest with a wave of momentum on their side, suggesting that they have the capacity to clinch a victory. The Raiders appear to hold the upper hand in this game, so the Las Vegas Raiders to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. pick. Moreover, the game is anticipated to be low-scoring, with the Bears likely adopting a run-heavy approach to protect Bagent in his first NFL start. Chicago is expected to employ a strategy focused on ball control, while the Raiders, led by their backup quarterback, will likely rely on shorter, underneath passes. As a result, this game is set to be the lowest-scoring fixture on Sunday's schedule. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Lions versus Baltimore Ravens. In a highly anticipated showdown, two of the NFL's premier teams will clash in Baltimore this Sunday afternoon as the Detroit Lions hit the road to face the Baltimore Ravens. The last time these teams met in 2021, it was a historic encounter, with Justin Tucker nailing a record-breaking 66-yard field goal to secure a victory for the Ravens. Hopefully, this year's matchup won't hinge on such a dramatic kick, but it's undoubtedly a must-see game. The Detroit Lions enter this matchup with an impressive 5-1 record, including a statement win against the reigning champion Kansas City Chiefs, firmly establishing their claim as one of the NFL's top teams. Notably, their victory against the Chiefs occurred on the road, mirroring their recent success away from home with a 3-0 record. Detroit's consistency stands out, having scored a minimum of 20 points in every game, even against formidable top 10 scoring defenses. Averaging 28 points per game, the Lions rank 4th in the NFL in scoring, with top 3 rankings in yards per game and yards per play. Quarterback Jared Goff heads into Week 7 with the 5th highest passing yards, boasting 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and only 10 sacks. Despite injuries affecting their running backs, Detroit ranks 7th in rushing yards, maintaining a 4 yards per carry average. Their defense has undergone a transformation this season, allowing just 19 points per game, 285.5 yards per game, and 4.7 yards per play. The Lions are especially formidable against the run, having yielded the fewest rushing yards and the second lowest yards per carry. Their solid pass defense, allowing only 6.3 yards per pass attempt, is complemented by 8 takeaways, with Aiden Hutchinson contributing 4.5 of their 15 sacks. It's shaping up to be a remarkable year for the Lions in 2023. The Ravens are coming off a successful London trip, where they defeated the Tennessee Titans, and are now set to play the remainder of the 2023 season at home. Baltimore holds a 4-2 record, having secured wins against division rivals such as the Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, and Houston Texans. Their 2-1 division record puts them ahead of their fellow 3-win American Football Conference North competitors. However, they faced avoidable losses to the Colts and Steelers. Baltimore boasts a defense that concedes just 15 points per game, with only 2 teams managing to breach the 20-point threshold against them. They excel in stifling opponents' attempts to gain yards, ranking 2nd in yards per play allowed. The Ravens' pass defense leads the NFL in sacks with 24, while they only give up 5.4 yards per pass attempt, which is the 2nd best in the league. Although they haven't faced many rushing attempts, they maintain a modest 4 yards per carry and have garnered 8 takeaways. Despite numerous health issues, the Ravens are in relatively better shape this week in terms of injuries. With Lamar Jackson at the helm, the Ravens' offense has shown potential, putting up an average of 22 points per game. Jackson's passing efficiency has improved, but the heart of Baltimore's attack remains their formidable rushing game, leading the league in rushing attempts and ranking 4th in total rushing yards with 869. The Ravens average 5.2 yards per play. While their offense possesses substantial firepower, it has been hampered by 16 sacks and 9 turnovers. Baltimore's shaky ball security may provide an opening for the formidable Detroit defense to make an impact. This game is set to be a thrilling clash of strengths, pitting Baltimore's exceptional running game against Detroit's stout run defense. The Ravens are formidable in pass defense, but the Lions boast an array of talented pass catchers. Despite the injury to their running back and the current flux in the running back situation, the Lions retain the potential to excel. In the worst-case scenario, Detroit might be forced to rely on the passing game if they fall behind, a tactic that has kept them in close games. The Lions have suffered only 1 loss this season, a narrow 6-point defeat to the Seahawks. In contrast, Baltimore's victories have been by a 1-score margin in 2 of their 4 wins this year. Arguably, the Detroit Lions are the more balanced team in this contest, as their average point differential is superior to Baltimore's, with similar strength of schedule. However, being played in Baltimore, it is set to be a challenging encounter. All signs indicate that this game will be a closely contested battle, potentially coming down to the final possession. Baltimore's defense can stifle Detroit's passing game, while the Lions' defense is capable of thwarting Baltimore's running attack. Detroit possesses a more potent offense, but Baltimore remains a threat as long as as they protect the ball. If this game comes down to another dramatic buzzer-beating field goal, it would hardly be a surprise. Both teams have strong defensive units, setting the stage for a closely fought contest. Additionally, the injury to Montgomery may force Detroit into a one-dimensional offensive approach, making it less ideal. When presented with a 5-1 team considered an underdog, the Detroit Lions become an appealing choice. So the Detroit Lions to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both defenses are likely to shine in this game, striving to demonstrate their superiority. The absence of Montgomery is significant and may compel Detroit to rely predominantly on their passing game, similar to their last victory against the Buccaneers. However, repeating that strategy might not be as effective a second time. Despite the undeniable talent of Lamar Jackson, Detroit's defense could be the most challenging one he faces all season. Baltimore has yet to score more than 28 points in any game this season, and it's improbable that they will reach 25 or more in this contest. The Ravens have been involved in close games for the majority of the season, while the Lions either win by a significant margin or lose in closely contested matches. As the game progresses, the tension is likely to mount, and every point will become precious. Even with two potent offenses in this game, the defensive units are expected to dominate. Both teams rank in the top 10 for scoring defense, allowing fewer than 20 points per game. The strength of each defense aligns with the strength of each offense, contributing to a game that will feature relatively low scoring. Baltimore leads the NFL in sacks and allows the second fewest yards per pass attempt, which will challenge Detroit's 6th-ranked passing yards and 3rd-ranked yards per attempt. On the other side, no team has permitted fewer rushing yards than Detroit, and only one team has allowed a lower yards per carry average. Against a Ravens team with the highest number of rushing attempts in the NFL, the offense is unlikely to enjoy success without making necessary adjustments. With both teams struggling to break the 20-point barrier in this defensive battle, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Cleveland Browns vs. Indianapolis Colts. In an upcoming NFL clash at Lucas Oil Stadium, the Cleveland Browns will face the Indianapolis Colts. The Browns currently hold a 3-2 record this season following a tight victory over the San Francisco 49ers in Week 6. On the other hand, the Colts have experienced a somewhat uneven season, landing at 3-3 after suffering a loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars last Sunday. Cleveland's season began with a convincing 24-3 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. However, their fortunes took a dip when they lost a closely contested matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers with a final score of 26-22 in Week 2. The Browns bounced back strongly with a dominating 27-3 victory over the Tennessee Titans and then endured a tough 28-3 loss to the Baltimore Ravens the following weekend. Following a bye week, Cleveland resumed their campaign against the 49ers, coming from behind after an early 7-0 deficit to clinch a 19-17 win. In that game, Philip Walker contributed 192 passing yards but also threw a pair of interceptions. Jerome Ford led the rushing attack with 84 yards from 17 carries, and Amari Cooper recorded 4 catches for 108 yards. The Colts began their season with a disappointing 31-21 loss to the Jaguars but quickly rebounded by defeating the Houston Texans 31-20 and the Baltimore Ravens 22-19 in the following 2 games. Their fortunes took another twist when they fell to the Los Angeles Rams in overtime, losing 29-23. However, the Colts bounced back with a 23-16 victory over the Titans, bringing their overall record to 3-2. In Week 6, the Colts faced a rematch with the Jaguars, but things did not go as planned. They conceded 21 points in the second quarter alone, resulting in a 37-20 loss. Gardner Minshew led the Colts with 329 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions, while Michael Pittman recorded 109 yards on 9 catches. Zach Moss managed 21 yards and a rushing touchdown. In their recent game against the 49ers, the Browns played a somewhat sloppy match, accumulating 13 penalties, with a total of 25 penalties between both teams. The star of that game was the Browns' defense, which held the 49ers to just 215 total yards, 15 first downs, and a 3-of-1-2 conversion rate on 3rd downs. It was a promising defensive effort following the challenging game against the Ravens, suggesting positive developments for the Browns. However, the Colts have been inconsistent on offense, failing to score more than 23 points in a single game this season, which has hindered their performance in higher-scoring contests. The quarterback situation is uncertain for both teams, with Deshaun Watson doubtful to play due to a shoulder injury and Anthony Richardson requiring season-ending surgery. As a result, P.J. Walker and Gardner Gardner Minshew are expected to take the field on Sunday. Minshew had a challenging outing last week against the Jaguars, throwing 3 interceptions and fumbling once, despite racking up 329 passing yards and a touchdown on 3 of 5 completions. The Browns possess the league's best defense, conceding the fewest yards per game and boasting the best third down percentage. This formidable defense is likely to pose difficulties for Minshew throughout the game. While Walker may encounter his own struggles, the Browns have a chance to establish their ground game against the Colts, who allow an average of 113.5 rushing yards per game. So the Cleveland Browns to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Colts and Browns may be somewhat underestimated due to their recent performances. Indianapolis demonstrated its ability to dominate on the ground in a game against the Titans, and with strong performances from Moss and Jonathan Taylor, the rushing attack should help set up Minshew's passing game more effectively. Although the Browns boast an elite defensive unit, the question remains whether they will maintain their defensive prowess after the thrilling victory over the 49ers. Underestimating the Colts would be a mistake, as Minshew simply needs to execute efficiently to keep the chains moving. With Taylor returning for his 3rd game, the Colts' running game should be capable of success, particularly in the red zone, where the Browns have allowed touchdowns 66.6% of the time. Cleveland's offense exhibited moments of brilliance against San Francisco and should not encounter substantial difficulties against Indianapolis, which has vulnerabilities in both their run and pass defense. Despite a questionable status for Kareem Hunt, Jerome Ford showcased solid performance against the 49ers. In summary, the total set in this matchup is simply too low. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.